Great. Chairman Costas, thanks for recognizing me. Thanks for the time, and thank you for having this hearing and all the panelists and the testimony you submitted, everything. Really, really appreciate it. Also, thank you to Ranking Member Johnson. I agreed with the comments he made during his question period and appreciated the back and forth and the conversation he had with you, Ms. Stackhouse-Lawson. I represent the First District of Kansas. We call it the Big First. It's the largest beef producing district in the country by dollar amount, have a lot of feed yards, packing plants, cow-calf operations. I grew up on a preconditioning feed yard, which is what our family has always done. So I just a handful of questions. First for you, Ms. Brackett, I agree with you in your testimony and the USDA research that you cited explaining that cattle are not truly significant contributors to long-term global warming, that cattle producers actually help reduce other sorts of emissions through various practices. But the story that we often hear in the media paints quite the opposite image. In your opinion, where is the disconnect, and how do we change the public discourse? How do we kind of reshape the public's image of production agriculture and these issues?
Thank you, Representative. I appreciate that question. I think this disconnect has happened slowly over several years as people have left rural areas and moved to more urban and suburban areas. There's a loss of historical knowledge about what goes on in farms and ranches and really truly how cattle are actually raised. So that leaves consumers in this country not having a strong foundation when they may hear misperceptions in the news. We're letting other people drive our narrative in this arena. So in regards to solving this problem, considering the society that we're in and the distrust that we seem to be facing, I think the solution lies with having credible third parties talking about what the cattle industry does and what our sustainability story really is. I see those third party experts, if you will. They could be chefs, well-known chefs. They could be respected journalists, scientists, but we need other people out there talking about what we're doing. And to back that up a little farther, the science. I can't underscore enough the importance of congressional support for more scientific research in the sustainability arena, that then those third-party folks could hopefully go out and share with the consumers in this country.
Yeah, I agree. Anyone else want to add to that? How do we reshape the image of production agriculture around these issues?
Thank you. This is Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie.
Kim, that is so right on. We need to educate. We need to tell our story, and we need the research that documents all the benefits of how animal grazing is helping save our planet. And I would say, I'd go so far as to say, is without regenerative ag practices and animal grazing, you can look to no future. Because if you look at some of the research and science that people are talking about, we need to take action, and agriculture is the answer to the problem.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think agriculture is the answer. And in my view, the bad news is the distance from farm to fork's never been wider. The good news is with this device, I can communicate to the entire world in a millisecond, right? So how do we do a better job of telling the story in a positive light? And I appreciate the thought about needing the science and the third-party validators to cite the science. One last question. I know I only have a minute, and that'd be for you, Mr. Meyer. You mentioned that the most successful sustainable tools are created by those implementing them and impacted by them. I couldn't agree more. Can you have any examples of your experience with successful industry-led initiatives, and why do you think they were successful?
So at the U.S. Roundtable for Sustainable Poultry and Eggs, we've just completed our building of the framework, and that was completed this past December. And so we're in the process of building an online tool for all of our members to be able to use and input that data. Once we do that, we'll be able to baseline our sustainability across the U.S. poultry and egg sectors. So we base it on 3 pillars: poultry, planet, and people, trying to be holistic and encompassing all aspects, every node of the supply chain. In that, there's over 100 metrics that we have listed there And we've also built our framework in such a way that it allows even those who are just beginning the sustainability journey to be able to use this tool in a manner that will help them be better in the sustainability in the future, right? So a small producer may not have a lot of resources to put against sustainability initiatives or even know how to tackle starting that process. We built our tool, or building our tool, in a manner that will allow them to ramp into the sustainability journey. And we've also built it in a way that large organizations like McDonald's can, with some resources to put against sustainability, can also use this tool and have their data incorporated in that. So we have an end-to-end view of the sustainability view for the U.S. poultry and egg industries.
Great. Thank you. I see my time's expired. Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate the time.